Hello and good afternoon. My name is Martin Cowart, and welcome to Noonday Meditation and Contemplative Prayer Power Hour, a sanctuary where we come together every day to love and support each other through this pandemic. And there is no shortage of drama and fear in the world we live in today. The fear of uncertainty is enormous. And it kind of comes in waves for most of us. There are moments when I don't feel a lot of fear. And then there are moments when I wake up and it's just kind of a low grade, kind of like having a low grade temperature. It's like this sort of with all the uncertainty and with all that's going on in our political system and what's on the line with this election, there is no wonder that most of us get pulled into the drama. I don't care how strong our contemplative practice is, we are going to get pulled into the drama because we are human and we experience fear. We're afraid of the unknown and we're afraid of what we don't know. And when things come up in the outside world that trigger our fear, we predict the worst in the future. And that's the worst thing we could do right now as co-creators of the world, co-creators of the universe. We want to be creating something in our favor. We don't want to be creating from fear. We want to be creating from the power of love. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about a short little 5-step process that I've used, and you can download a copy of this by going to the Financial Mystic Sanctuary Facebook group, our community, and you'll find a copy of it there in our filing cabinet. And I encourage you to download a copy and put it on your wall. A lot of my clients, I'll look at them, I'll see them in Zoom, and I'll see this on their wall next to their office door. I use this. This is a great pattern disrupt that we can use out of when something come across. I try to avoid the news, but if you got an iPhone, I don't know about you, but I'm sitting here watching something else, and all of a sudden I've got Trump did this, Trump did that, Nancy Pelosi did this, blah, blah, blah. It's like it just comes across my phone. These notifications. I guess I could eliminate them somehow. If I said I figured it out, but if I don't want to eliminate. I want to be in the know. I just sometimes don't want it to be in the know in that moment. Hello, Audrey, and welcome back. Yesterday was SEC Rough Riders. I know. How was it? How is SEC Rough Riders? I haven't been coming to that because I've joined something called Video Socials that meets us on Thursdays from 11 to 12, and I have this. So, and Video Socials has been teaching me how to create content for video marketing, and I'm really happy with that. So, but I certainly love our Toastmasters Club. I'm glad you're back today. Hello, Dursu. Nice to see you again today. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. In a little bit, we're going to talk about this process I call faith. It's a 5-step transformational process for transforming fear into the power of love, not just the feeling of love. I want to be clear, when I'm talking about love, I'm not talking about the emotion of love, how it feels. I feel love. Love is the fundamental, unconditional love. That's that power of love that creates everything. Some people even use the word love in place of God. That's the love I'm talking about. The emotional equivalent, which we use for love all the time, is really more of an ego construction. It's an emotion. But I'm talking about the power of love. But we might get there through the feeling of love, emotion, because we can certainly feel what it feels like to be fear. And I would say the to be fearless, not having the sense of fear, having no fear, getting intimate with fear so it kind of dissolves, is the light of love, the creative power of love, the creative spark within us of love, the divine nature ourselves. So basically, and what I'm saying to you is that, yes, God is love. Yes, God is love. And God is always there. God's there even when we're experiencing fear, by the way. But the fear is the shadow that's keeping us from experiencing the light of love in our heart. So God is always there. We cannot be, the divine is always within us. We cannot be disconnected from it because we wouldn't be alive. But what we can sometimes, and we do, the only thing that can separate you from God, separate you from love, is your mind, is the ego thinking mind. It can believe, it can create the illusion, if you will, that you are separated from God. And this is a 5-step process for you to sort of dissolve the illusion, if you will, so that you can, so that love can come back into your consciousness. And then you begin to navigate, to walk, to act, and you're doing things in that alignment with that. Your heart, your mind, and your body are all in alignment with that love God had within us. And so thank you for that, Audrey. Yes, God is love. I think that's a wonderful way. God is love. It is the power of the universe that runs all things. And this little 5-step process here, and we'll make it a little bit bigger for you, make me a little smaller, make this a little bit bigger, is something that I created about a year ago, actually, to give people a sort of a pattern interrupt, if you will, something you could do anytime that you're feeling disconnected from God. And fear is what disconnects, is the favorite tool of the egoic mind to separate you from God, is fear. So that's why you want to do this, because you'll feel like, where's God? I'm lost. I'm in the dark. So this is going to be a great tool for you. And again, if you'd like to get a copy of it, you can easily go to the Financial Mystic Sanctuary and download a copy for yourself in the filing cabinet. But let's go through each of these 5 letters, this acronym called FAITH. And I love this quote from Tagore. Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. Now just think that for 1 second, where we are right now as we approach the elections, and we are in the dark right now. We are going through a dark period in the history of humankind. It is certainly dark, but can you begin to feel the light? Even though you can't really see it, you can feel it in the conversations of new leaders and people who do love, people who do lead with compassion and empathy and confidence. You can feel it in the air almost. And that's what we're talking about. How do we get that back into us? So F, feel it and flow with it. When we feel fear and the uncomfortable emotions that it comes with, anger, shame, sadness, our natural reaction is to resist it. It may be depression. People are going through a lot of depression right now because of COVID-19 and all that is disrupted. They're worried about their bank account. They're worried about their family. They're worried about their loved one. These are all we're not delegitimizing these concerns, but the thing behind the concerns, the thing behind the fear is love. The reason why you feel fear is because you're afraid you're going to lose something that you care about. That's the shadow and the light. Okay, because you love this person and you love your life. The fear is the shadow that says somehow someone's going to take this away. So that feeling is to embrace it. Fill it fully with your whole mind, body. Like actually let that feeling just absorb you. Just kind of like, you're not afraid of this feeling. I can feel shame. And just close your eyes and just sort of say, what does shame feel like? Where does it start? Where is it in my body? Where is shame? And just kind of like find the edges of it and maybe put some space around it. Just get really familiar with it. Feel the shame and flow with it. Feel it in your body. And then the A is for acceptance. Fully accepting what is present in the moment will allow your heart, your mind, and your body to connect with the moment and align you with the higher, more efficient power within. You will begin to feel your way home to your source of power. As soon as you accept it and don't run from fear, it will begin to open you up your heart. It will open you, access you to that God love that Audrey spoke about just a second ago. So as you feel it and begin to accept it, you're not running away from it. Oh, this is feeling fear. This is feeling shame. This is feeling sadness. I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm just going to feel sad. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to say, oh, I just feel so sad right now. Maybe even have some tears, whatever. I'm just feeling sad. I'm not personally feeling sad right now, so I would not be a very good actor. I just can't make it up. But if I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, it's okay. I accept it. The next one, inquiry. Inquiry is a very, very powerful tool. When we place a question, when we do a question to the ego, our emotions connect us to our thoughts and beliefs of the past. So if we're feeling fear, we're connected to something in the past that resembles what's happening right now, and we're afraid. And whatever happened, maybe we learned in that example that somebody told us we were stupid, and we were dumb. We're not worthy, or we're not smart enough, or we're whatever it is. But we've gotten this negative emotion has come up to some sort of belief system behind the feeling that's making us feel bad. And we do it all the time. We're human. That's what we do. None of this is right or wrong. This is just how we behave. This is just a way to be more human and to bring in spiritual truth into our world so that we can be more aligned with it. So the inquiry, our emotions connect us to our thoughts and beliefs of the past. So inquire or ask, is it true? If the thought behind the painful feeling is you're unworthy, open your heart and ask, is the thought or belief true? It's called a shadow belief. We all have them. It's a lie we make up that our egos make up about us that make us feel small. And I will promise you that the thought or the belief that you have that's making you feel bad is not true. Sometimes we insist on holding on to negative thoughts. Like, let's say that you deal with depression. And it's hard. I mean, depression is tough. It's a very tough emotion to deal with. And because we learn, it's just tough, And the depression is typically, we're attacking ourselves. We don't think we're smart enough. We're pretty enough. We're smart enough. We're good looking enough, or whatever it is. It's telling us a lie, and it's attacking us. So the thing is here, ask your thought or belief that is true. Inquire, is there something you can say about yourself that's truer than the negative thought? And there always is. Because the true I, the I am within you is pure love. It cannot be this negative, shadowy belief that you've created about you that's making you feel bad. The truth is, you are love. Audrey said it. God is love. You are love. I am love. So, but we can feel separated from it because of this negative emotion. Follow me? Are y'all catching this with me? You tracking me here? So then we get down to truth. T. Truth and intention. Truth is freedom, and intention activates a purpose. So flip the lie and state a truth with a new intention. If the lie is, if the ego's barking at you, you're unworthy idiot, say, that's just not true. I am a worthy, loving man. And repeat it. I am worthy. I am loving. I am enough. I am free. And really put your hand on your heart and hold it. Claim that truth for yourself. I am worthy. And then put your hands on your heart. H for heart space. Our heart space is the center of all creation. Listen to that. Our heart space is what connects us to the world. It's kind of like a radar, if you will, that is connecting all of us on this call, every living thing in the world. So we put our hand on our heart. It's the still point that unites us to the creation of all of life. It is our true source of power. Breathe and open your heart fully, accepting the truth of I am. Just don't even have to add anything after I am. I am. If you want to, you can say, I am love. I am powerful. I am divine. I am created. Not me, Martin, but I am. That powerful love, God within us. That's what you claim in this process. So this is a 5-step process to take us from the fear-driven belief in our head that we're not enough, in my example, to the truth that we are worthy and we're full of love. Understand? It's a great process. I use it throughout. I know it by heart. I created this picture based on what I do, but this is thing I use all the time because I might catch myself just all of a sudden. I'm sitting here and I see a piece of news and it just depresses me. It's okay. I'm just feeling depressed. I'm feeling sad because it's what it showed me was something that was depressing. It was sad. When I see stuff on, watching, people watching those debates, the presidential debates, when President Trump was just an embarrassment. I felt bad. I felt embarrassed. I felt terrible. I needed this pattern interrupt to help me get out of that drama. It just made me feel horrible to see the president of the United States behaving so badly and juvenile and scary. It's scary to see someone who has that kind of position of power because that could be dangerous. Of course, I'm gonna get scared. We need a pattern interrupt to feel that fear to find a deeper truth. Because what we all know as spiritual beings, there's something bigger in all of it. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson for us to learn. We'll say, this is we're going to teach Donald. We don't teach. By the way, we don't teach anybody a lesson. I think Susan Collins said, well, he was impeached. We taught him a lesson. Well, that's bull. Lessons. We learn lessons from the universe if we're willing to learn them. But we human beings do not teach other people lessons. I'm not going to teach you a lesson by withholding love. We don't teach people a lesson by withholding the truth. We teach people a lesson by what I call compassionate truth. That's going to be the name of my podcast. Well, I've been doing a podcast called Joyful Billionaires, and I didn't like the name too much, but I'm going to name my podcast Compassionate Truth with Martin. And I'm really excited, or it might be called Compassionate Truth with Joy. I'm not really sure, but it's going to be the central name is going to be Compassionate Truth for my podcast series. I'm excited about that because that's what this is. That's what we need to engage in. We do that every day. We talk about compassionate truth. Truth without compassion can be so mean, and it's not true because if it doesn't have compassion, it's not true. It's just your story, your opinion, your judgment. But in compassion without truth is just emotional, a wasted emotion. But when you put those two things together, when you tell the truth from a place of compassion, that's an entirely different conversation. That is an entirely different conversation. And that's what I'm going to call the name of my podcast, Compassionate Truth with Martin or Compassionate Truth with Joy. I'm not sure which one. Probably Martin. I don't want to play the joy of the wise woman out too terribly much. So does anybody have any questions about this sheet, about what I've gone over with today? I'd be happy to answer them before we meditate. And I will not be here tomorrow, just letting you know now, because tomorrow I have my mastermind group. I'm part of a mastermind group. And it meets by phone, by Zoom now, most of Mondays. There's my friend Mindy. Where have you been, girl? Here it is on Friday, and you've been, what are you, traveling all over Vermont looking for apples? Like a pie. I made the best tart tartan the other day after our conversation, Mindy. Mindy's going to come on here with me, I think, in a week or so. Aren't you coming on? When are you coming on? I know you said you'd come on and join us with that. That's going to be fun. I'd love to have you in this conversation. On the run, all over the road. Well, be careful. Don't be texting and driving. You can listen, but don't text, okay? So, again, if you'd like a copy of this, just go to the Financial Mystic Sanctuary Facebook group, and there's a copy of it for you right there. Oh, I don't know why I don't yawn at all, but when I get on here for some reason, maybe I talk too fast and don't breathe. I don't know, but I start yawning. Certainly not bored. I'm not bored about anything. There's nothing boring going on in the world today. Just being alive is exciting. Watching a blade of grass grow can be exciting. Just watching the leaves fall, bores my ego to death, but my heart just jumps with joy, Let's meditate. Let's start with raising our arms in the air and just being still. Just hold them there. And just become aware of the energy, that life force energy in your arms that's holding them up. That life force energy is flowing through your body as oxygen comes into your nose and into your lungs and mixes with your blood. That's the life force. That's that still point in your heart. Just allow it to wake up, embody that spirit. Feel it in your fingers, feel it in your toes. Wake up. You're alive. And it's really a pretty wonderful world to live in. Scary as it might be out there right now, we're in a safe place right now. So let your hands go down. Just let out a little breath. Bring in some more oxygen. Breathe in through your nose and just let it out through your mouth. Let it out of your mouth. Just breathe. Maybe overemphasize the breath for a minute. So just get it in. So now you've woken up, a little more oxygen floating through your body. And allow your mind to be still. And you'll notice when you begin to still your mind, you begin to think about stilling your mind. It's harder to still your mind, but just allow it. It's not make your mind be still. Don't try to control your thoughts at all. Allow your thoughts to come up and let them go. Let them come up and let them go. Come up. Let go of everything. Let go of every belief, every opinion, every judgment. All those thoughts are objects that separate us from God. The mind that separates us from God. We're never unconnected from God, love. So by quieting the mind, it allows us to bring that love consciousness into our awareness and empower us with the creative awareness of God. And Let the sound of the bell wake you up from any thought trances you may have found yourself in. Wake up, drop them, and be present. Allow the sound of the bell to wake you up from any thoughts and fall back into presence, fall back into emptiness and into stillness, that sweet cloud of unknowing. Welcome back. How was your adventure? Rohit, I saw you joined us in the meditation. Glad you came. Glad you're here. I love the topic of faith as well. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here. This beautiful fall Friday here in October, as we have another day in this very unusual time in the history of humankind. It is certainly an adventure. Maybe even an emotional roller coaster ride. Wow. But we're here together. And that's what matters. And thank you for coming today. Anybody got anything they want to say before we close out? Again, I always encourage people to grab your journals and write a little bit. Write about what you're learning about yourself in this COVID-19. Think about how you might want to reimagine generosity in your life as we move forward, as we've woken up and discovered just how full and abundant and how we have everything we need within us, and having that power of infinite wealth and abundance. What do we want to do with that? Yeah, I will enjoy my man. It was a great group of people that I enjoy. We get together once a quarter. We haven't gotten together in person since the COVID-19 March. Well, that's probably since January. We get together quarterly in person for 4 or 5 hours and sort of plan out quarter, and then we meet every Monday at 9 o'clock for an hour on Zoom. And it's fantastic. It's one of the greatest groups that I'm part of, and I love it. I highly recommend it to a lot of you. Anybody, the way I'm going to be creating some in the upcoming weeks in my coaching business. So keep tuned for that, because you're all welcome to come join us. Being part of a mastermind is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So highly recommend it. This is kind of a mastermind of sorts, if you will. I think this is kind of a mastermind, don't you think? Some of you come almost every day, and there's a handful of you that come every day, and this is a mastermind. We look at things, and always tuning in. I'm always tuning in and enjoying the ride with you too. Thank you for saying that. That's sweet. That's kind. I know it's coming from your heart, and I feel that, and I appreciate it. I noticed something the other day. I was sitting watching the news last night. I did watch. I've been watching a little bit of the news, a tiny bit. I get so pulled in, but I noticed that on MSNBC that they're using my coral colors and my blue colors that are in my logo. And that's interesting to see. Major MSNBC is somehow incorporated coral and blue into their theme. I don't know who's influencing who. I guess it's the big being. I mean, we're all plugged into the big being, and maybe this color of coral and blue is a symbol of a new earth. Yeah, I think it's a compliment. Anytime I don't worry about stuff like that. It's just funny. It's infinite resources and infinite colors, and they're all good. I thought it was pretty funny when I said, "Well, that's pretty." I'm glad you feel better when you come on here. It made me feel better too. That's what we do. Our hearts come open, and you're welcome. Thank you. It's the reciprocity of love, Audrey. And that's why it feels so good, because it's coming both ways. So thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for saying it. And we put it out there. It really makes it even come more alive than just by keeping it within ourselves. So, and you're welcome. So thank you too. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, I will not be here tomorrow. I will be back on Monday, God willing, and we will take up that then. So may love and prosperity prevail. Thank you so much.